Hi, I'm Kyle Grote, and this is SortMate, a desktop app I built to automatically organize and scan documents using OCR and custom filters. So the idea came from a real problem. I organize and save all my mail digitally, but I was spending close to an hour every single week manually sorting these documents into folders. So I wanted to come up with a solution to be able to go through some of these files and have it automatically sort. Let me just show you all my files here. We got one that's upside down. That's okay. We're just going to open up our program here. This is SortMate. It's going to automatically open up to the setup page because it's the first time I've opened this one. It doesn't have any of the settings set up. So SortMate solves the problem by turning this process into a one-click workflow. In order to get started, we have to install Tesseract OCR. So I already have my page loaded up. It looks like this. It's just a little GitHub page for UB Manhunt, where they analyzed a bunch of newspapers and used AI to to categorize all the typed handwriting. Now that my installer for Windows is downloaded, I can just open that up. I'll click yes to allow it to install and select English. Now I already have this downloaded, so I'll just uninstall it real quick so I can show you the setup process. Opens up my setup process and I'll just click next, agree to their license, let any of my users use it, and make sure I have all my language data on there. And we'll just install it to the default folder and click install. And once that's installed, we can go back to SortMate and we just have to tell SortMate where our Tesseract is at. So we just browse through and find the folder that we need to find the actual Tesseract file and just click open. Next, we need to tell it where our unorganized files are at. So in this case, I have them saved in my documents and a little folder called to be organized. So we'll just select that folder. Now we need to set up some of our categories and filters. So I create my categories and assign my keywords. We have a directory name. We have a keyword or phrase that SortMate is going to look for within the document. And if it finds a keyword that matches it, it's going to automatically send it to our destination path. So we're going to quickly set that up. So I'm an absentee owner for a restaurant called Westside Pizza. And so I'm going to set up that folder first. We're going to call it Westside Pizza and have it search for Westside Pizza. It's not case sensitive, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same, but I want to do this one without a space. And then we need to just browse on through to our scanned documents. We're just going to grab this folder right here and do it again. Now, every business gets a DBA and a legal name, so we're just going to use my legal name on there as well. So if it happens to see the legal name, it'll send it to the right place as well. Now I can have some personal files for myself and give it that keyword. Whoops, there we go. Now we're going to do the same for personal, but I'm just going to put my middle initial on this one. Great. Oh, we don't need that last one. Go ahead and delete that. Next, we create some nested filters here. For example, bank documents can be grouped under bank up here. And then we can split it up into credit card statements or checking files down here. That'll automatically create directories within your folder up here to make sure everything stays nice and sorted out. In this case, we have some files that we already looked at earlier. So we're going to create some basic items that we want it to separate it into. So we have on Xfinity. It's going to look for Xfinity, but Xfinity also goes by Comcast. So we'll look for that as well. We have a utility bill, which is Puget Sound Energy. But again, it can also just look for PSE. My linen provider for my restaurant. Awesome, so we're all set. We're going to go ahead and save those changes and go back to home, and we're going to run it. So once configured, SortMate runs in the background, takes care of everything. It even handles rotated scans, ignores case differences in keywords, so that way it can just run smoothly. We see here that it did not have the right destination. You didn't need to create one, so it just created one for you. Now it's organized into an Xfinity folder. Our Vestas file ran no problem. But we are going to see here that we have one that didn't have a match. So we'll just click on this little link here and we'll see what's going on. So in this case, it's our Pepsi folder and it's upside down, but that's not a problem. So we can scroll down and see it came up with gibberish when it's upside down. But when we scroll down, checks on different orientation, it says, hey, it found, Pepsi Page and Pepsi and West Side Pizza. So we could just come back into our settings file, even while it's finishing running. And we'll just add a new one. We're just going to call it Pepsi and have it look for the Pepsi. And just resave. Go back to home. Now, let's say there's a file that that doesn't quite fit into the rule or filters, or for some reason we want to manually do it. So it's still reading the text, but I know this Washington Health Plan Finder I did not set a filter for. So I know it's not going to filter. So if we want to do that, we can always just say, hey, here's this one. Let's just manually sort this one ourselves. Find our folder and click and select. And now we just have that one Pepsi file. We're just going to rerun it. And now that our new setting is in place, it's going to read the text and it's going to sort it, no problem. So for me, that means going from 45, 60 minutes a week of manual sorting to an automatic process that I can click minimize on and run in the background. So this is SortMate. SortMate is a practical, efficient program built to solve a real life problem in document management. Thanks for watching.